What's good with YouTube? You already know, Big Flaco with the comics reaction where we smash, dash, and react. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel, and hit that bell notification for future fire reactions. Now, it's your boy Flaco. I'm a reaction channel, right? A lot of stuff I can react to. I can react to the stuff going on with American Cholo and West Coast Graffiti, and you know what I'm saying? I can talk about Black 100 and G-Face. There's all kinds of stuff I can sit there and talk about, man. But I'm going to talk about Trap Island Records and the claims that he made against Food Felon guy and against Dubs. Now, for one, it's kind of hard to follow the youngster because all the youngster wants to do is boast about what he's doing, about how he got it like this and like that, and how you can't fandoozle him and whatnot, right? Yet I remember this same individual jumping on lives, right? You know, tagging several of us, right, that were putting certain information out there about a certain person. He had all this information and facts about a couple of these individuals, right? Yet he still was backing them to the fullest, even when all was in front of him. So to sit there and say that, you know, you can't be fooled, he was definitely fooled before. Now, there's, like I said, there's a lot of claims here, and the most serious one, it seems like it was done by the, Food Felons guy, right? Now let's remember, this guy, Food Felons, he instantly started rocking with one particular individual, right? The Runner, okay? Now, I don't know the dude. I've never even spoken to the dude. He's never really acknowledged anybody but really Dubs and Gunner before. But I'm going to say this. I do know that he had a case that was kind of serious, right? Where he won a lot of money for something that happened to him in his past. Now, apparently, I'm not going to speak upon that because I know that's something that is not something to make light of. But I will say this. It is something that could trigger adverse effects in an individual later on in life to where they basically become individuals that have predator tendencies and whatnot. There's truth behind that. Now, I don't see where it says that Dubs was actually involved in the alleged, predator type behavior or whatever it is, where he requested the thing about his sister, right? That to me was out of line, and I think Homeboy should have got off right off top. And I question if even Dubs was there. But then again, you can't put anything past anybody. Now if Dubs was there, I don't think he would sit there and let that go. I think he would want to distance himself from that if that was what was said. Okay. Now, there's a lot of stuff in his story that he doesn't really clarify who was there or whatnot. Were these private conversations or were these group conversations? Because there's things where he talks about, we're saying, well, you weren't there, this person said this and that, or this person said this and that. All that's irrelevant, man. All that's irrelevant. Now, I will give Little Travieso or Baby W, whatever you call his name, Trap Island Records, I'll give him credit on this, right? He did have their back to the fullest when he was rocking with them, okay? But he was rocking with them blindly. And even when you presented facts to him, he wanted to ignore them, man. So a lot of this stuff that's happened over the months, it's all upon him. But I'm going to sit there and say this as well. Now all of a sudden I start to see and hear people that you previously had issues or have issues with them now in your corner, supporting you. Be careful. Definitely be careful. As well as all that, announcing what you are, what you're about, what you do. I'm going to tell you this right now. There's a lot of people on YouTube who talk about what they are or what they're about. And I've always been taught this in the game, right? You don't ever breach your hand. You let others speak of you, right? You just be yourself and let your actions reflect on who you are on a day-to-day basis. Because maybe some stuff you don't want exposed, okay? But you never put your own title and label and give yourself the credit. Because that right there is going to sit there and make people look about what is he doing this for? Why does he need that type of clout that he needs to speak up on himself? Always let others give you that title. Saying you're a real one or you're this, you're that. Don't do it for yourself because it's a bad look. Now, Dubs spent the majority of his time on active level 4 yards or shoe yards. I'm talking about decades. So, people can sit there and say what they want. He knows what time it is. He knows how to conduct himself, right? a lot of times people speak on him, they don't have even a fucking, you know, a quarter of the time that he did on the main lines and pushing that line in their resumes. Dubs was really a real one. And I'm going to give him that title. He was a real one. Was he my opposition enemy behind the prison walls? Yeah. But he was still a real one. Therefore, I know he knows right from wrong. I know that there's certain boundaries that's been instilled in us because of the level of discipline and awareness and the way we program behind prison walls that we're not gonna allow or feel that it's gonna be acceptable. You know, the comment about Dude's sister, that's a fucking no-no. You know, I really don't see Dubs sitting there and giving like a fucking green light, like it's okay for Dude to do that. Nah, I really don't see that. Now, do I doubt that this individual, Food Felons, made this comment towards the youngster? Yeah, I think the youngster's not lying about that at all. You know what I'm saying? But I think he needs to be a little bit more clear because him not stipulating all the facts, it makes you question like who was there when it happened. Okay? Was Homeboy aware of it? Was he on board with it? Because he makes it seem like both of them presented this to him. My next question is this: why was this even put out there? You know what I mean? Why didn't you address it right then or even get off right then on the spot? Why did it take you so long to finally sit there and realize, oh, you know what? They're trying to use the youngster or whatever they're trying to do. Why is this being put out there? Does your sister even want it put out there? You know what I'm saying? Those are things that, you know what I'm saying? I would sit there and, find out what your sister was going on because apparently I seen the live where she's like kind of mad about things, right? She may have not wanted her business put out there. Now, unless Dubs is seriously drunk, no disrespect, Dubs. You know, I don't see him kind of acting that way out of character. I really don't. You know, he's only done it in situations where he was really fucked up, and I've seen him make choices that I guarantee you he probably regrets, you know? But other than that, man, I think a lot of us, at the end of the day, unless someone is pushing us there, right, we're not going to really go there or go to the extreme or get out of character. It has to be something to where one's pushed to where they feel a certain way about something. And I don't see in this situation really where Dubs feels this. I think maybe the kid feels like he was neglected. He was taken advantage of. I don't see how, but I mean, if anything, I think his feelings were hurt. I think he really cared about these dudes, man. They let him down. And I think the first one was with Gunner, right? You know, that should have been no surprise. He was rocking hard with Gunner. Now, this whole matter with Dubs and Felon Foods, whatever. Like I said, the Felon Food dude, there's just something there that just seems odd to me, right? You know, when he was paying for all this shit, it's just like, wow, man, that to me was a red flag. But as far as Dubs is one of those ones where I think, sometimes he, if he gets put in a situation that he doesn't like, he's going to find a way out of it without trying to make any type of noise. Which is how he did when he cut off Gunner, which is how I think he did when he cut off these guys, you know? Now, I'm pretty sure some of the stuff, though, that Trap Island Records has talked about is true. Okay, other stuff, it may be spun the narrative that he wants it to be looked at, right? But there's a lot of stuff that he leaves out there very unclear. But the one thing I do get from this, right, says he's not cloud chasing, right? But he's talking about no jumper, he's talking about this and talking about that. I believe he likes that attention. I believe he's seeking that attention. I think the whole reason for these videos is that's what he wants. I mean, look at what's already happened since he's done this. Okay, he has people that he used to never really tap in with that are now tapping in with him. He's getting support from that whole base because they have similar enemies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure people are trying to fish out information about what was really going on. And like I said, man, to each his own when it comes to this YouTube stuff. It really didn't change my view of Trap Island Records, which the only view I have of him is he's a youngster. He probably has a good heart and he has good intentions, but he gets too far ahead of himself. And sometimes he doesn't think before he speaks. But your sister shouldn't have been the one to find out this information because you wanted to put it on YouTube. That right there, man, is the only thing that really stuck out that you're wrong about 100%, man. Maybe you should have just kept that, pushed it to the side. And if you got all this good stuff going for you and you're rocking like that, then you don't even need to acknowledge these dudes, man. You're a youngster, you know? These are all old men in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing. Keep doing what you're doing. All that stuff that you say, don't talk about it. Be about it. Be altruistic and just do things because that's who you are. Because it's going to all come out about what type of person you are. Right now, I could tell you want your piece of the pie. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But going at it from this angle, it's not always a good look, man. Because there's already been a couple mistakes that I've seen that you've made just in the last two videos that you've done doing it. And I say that with the utmost respect, man. From one who's made a lot of mistakes on YouTube. Okay, I've made a lot of mistakes, man, but I'm okay to live with it. Now, did they cut you off, or did Dubs cut you off? Or did you cut them off? That's the other question. Because I know how Dubs is, and I don't really know Dubs, guys. Okay, I really don't. I've had very few conversations with him. But Dubs doesn't like negative energy, and if he feels it's coming, he's going to find a way to get away from it. Though that is something that he does time and time again. And maybe he's seen that negative energy coming with all this stuff and even being associated with you. And maybe he felt it was time just to have a clean breakaway from everybody. And maybe it's nothing to do with you, but it has to do more with Gunner. That's just my personal opinion. With that said, this is my reaction, man. Hope you don't take it too personal. No disrespect. I just got to keep it 100.